We turn now to the coronavirus and the record high number of cases, second only to the number we saw at the beginning of the pandemic back in March. Elected leaders continue to urge everyone to wear masks and follow social distancing rules. Today, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo promised the state would be an example to the rest of the country for distributing the vaccine. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger has the story.
It was welcome news for hundreds of thousands of families who'd spent most of the weekend on pins and needles.
I do want to let you know school is open tomorrow, and that's a blessing.
The mayor announced this morning in-person instruction will continue at 1,800 public schools tomorrow. He'd warned as recently as Friday the end could be near.
You got it.
So on this Gramercy Park playground this Sunday, relief, at least for another day.
If they weren't in school, they'd be here with hundreds of kids, instead of just 5 kids in a classroom spread out, wearing masks.
When city schools opened to great fanfare less than 2 months ago, the mayor said he'd close them all if the citywide test positivity rate exceeded 3%. As of Tuesday, the 7-day average is 2.57% and rising. So while in-person school will continue, it's anyone's guess for how long. And nationwide, COVID cases are on fire.
The healthcare system's breaking, literally breaking.
In all but 2 states, hospitalizations are up, with more Americans in the hospital with COVID than at any time during the pandemic. And more than 1,000 Americans are dying every day. That's up 60% since last month, and it's like 2 jumbo jets crashing every day.
So now the vaccine is on the way. Great news. But the big question now is, who gets the vaccine?
And it's what's feeding the urgency for a vaccine here at home. Governor Andrew Cuomo today avowed equity in how New York State distributes it, with an emphasis on underserved communities at the highest risk.
We know that our Black, brown, and poorer communities have fewer health care institutions. And that's why the COVID death toll is so high for Black and brown communities. We're not going to make the same mistake again, period.
As New York, still reeling from the first wave, braces for something even worse.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me his truth. And salutations to the elect scattered abroad throughout the 4 corners of the earth. My name is Amu Gabar, back with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and to feed the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua through the Holy Spirit, Rakakwadash. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson, straight to the point. And this is just another news update, blowing the trumpet. This article was sent to me by the brother Pashai. All right, and just showing you more and more. At this point, everybody should know that the so-called white man is the damn devil. All right, you should know by now that Esau is who he is according to the scriptures, which is the so-called white man. All right, because as you see in the intro of the video, all of a sudden, throughout all the history, the atrocities that they've, perpetrated against so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all of a sudden, all the evil, the harm, the wickedness, the treachery, the deceit, the backstabbing, the contract breaking, all those stuff they've done to the children of Israel, because that's who they are. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel. And at this point in time, it should be proof, because all of a sudden, like I'm saying, that they want to distribute these vaccines to the so-called less fortunate, aka the minorities, aka so-called black and browns, aka the Israelites. All of a sudden, the world's deadliest disease, now they care about you, right? Nah, man. The scriptures say never trust thine enemy. You know what I'm saying? Never trust thine enemy. Especially at this point in time, Esau went as far as locking down the whole entire earth. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Esau literally have the power to shut down the whole earth, to stop all types of, to pretty much put the earth on standstill. The Most High gave him that power. This man got the power to do that, and you telling me this is the world's most deadliest disease, but yet he's gonna put the so-called blacks and Latinos before his own people? If it's that deadly, if it's that serious, if it's so bad as they say it is, Why ain't damn Edomites getting it? Why so-called white people not getting it first? They always get first come first serve type of ordeal, right? But now all of a sudden it's you so-called blacks. Hey, these videos are gonna be the final warnings to you Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? To get it now. You know, Philippians 2:12 says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, it also say in the scriptures that knowing the terror of the Lord we persuade men. You know, we all came in at one way or another was through fear. And we sought a way to escape what we knew what was coming, or at least that's how the Spirit had it to where I came across, or the Spirit found me, because I was the one that was lost, you know? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like these are gonna be the final warnings, man. Esau about to roll, you about to show them horns. I seen a video earlier today also that Esau talking about series of COVIDs as far as you know, COVID or COVID-19, COVID-20, COVID-21, 22 and 23. You know, and all I could think is Psalms 49:11, where it says, their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and the dwelling places to all generations. Because Esau really think that he's about to establish his new world order and live forever and pass down this to generations to generations. He really think he gonna do that, you know? But he's not. The Lord is gonna intervene and raise up his chosen, the elect. Okay? So Lord willing, this will be edifying. I'm gonna read this article and you know, bring out some scriptures and that'll be that. This is from the ABC 7. And this was dated yesterday, Monday, November 16, 2020, the year of prophecy. And it says, New York will lead the way. Cuomo vows to mobilize army to vaccinate all New Yorkers fairly. Army, yup. That's that dragon. Esau's military. You know? So he vows that the army, why the army gotta do it? Because they know there's going to be a resistance. You know, if this thing was so life-threatening, everybody would be volunteering to just take it. Which they could make it to where, you know, people literally start seeing bodies dropping left and right and do decide to take the vax for their life. They could do that. But for the most part, as it stands now, a lot of people ain't having that shit. You know? So they're going to, you know, send the army to do it. And that's when the temptation is going to begin. Because the ultimate hour of temptation, as the scriptures say in the book of Revelation, that, you know, is the RFID chip being made mandatory. All right? That's the hour of temptation. Revelation 3rd chapter. You know, because the scriptures say that no man might buy or sell. Because, you know, you got people confused about most people are scared. That's what it is. But a lot of people, like, you know, like I did the show, Willie D comment board. A lot of people were talking about, you know, the mark of the beast, not knowing the full matter. But you got to remember that there's going to be, you know, a system in place to replace the dollar as we know it. All right? A digital currency that's going to replace the dollar. A vaccine is not a digital currency. You know? Now, you saw could put all these micro nanobots or whatever the hell you call it inside it. You know, I guess like some certain brothers been bringing out to make your body work as an antenna. You know what I'm saying? In congruence with the 5G and this and that and the chip and all that. When the time come, you know, hey, as the time go by, it's going to be made knowing exactly the details in which the devil is planted. But we do know that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. You know, and Esau wants everybody to comply to this vaccine. You know, but there's going to be that one currency that's going to replace the dollar as we know it. A credit-based system. You know, so once the dollar crashes, because the economy is going to crash, and there's going to have to be something in place for that replacement for the dollar. And they already setting it up. They got the feds talking about implementing a digital dollar, which you have to sign, some way sign up for that directly with the feds. And the feds themselves are going to directly distribute the money to that account. It ain't going to go through the bank, direct deposit, none of that. The Federal Reserve note is going to directly deposit the digital dollar into your account. And they could say, all right, this person isn't a registered vaxxer, or he didn't register to get his vaccine. He didn't get no series of shots. So we're not going to give him nothing. We're not going to give him nothing in his digital account, because as of now, half of America is depending on, that unemployment and still waiting for that stimulus. So Esau is going to cripple you, and then he's going to hand you the crutches. And then eventually is gonna pass on to the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast, because this hour of temptation is being built up, and it's intensifying. You know what I'm saying? It's intensifying. Esau is gonna make it to the point to where it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to say no to the chip. That's what he's trying to do. He's gonna make it. He's setting it up to where it's damn near impossible for anybody to say no, because they won't be able to live the way they've been living this whole time. That's why it's called the hour of temptation. And the Lord is going to be with his elect in that time. So I hope and pray that I'm of the elect. We call ourselves of the hopeful elect, because that's what we hope to be. We're prisoners of hope. I know I've just been quoting scriptures, but Spirit, I do have some scriptures lined up, you know what I'm saying? So let me read on this article. It says, New York WABC Governor Andrew Cuomo made a promise that New York will do a better job than all other states in the nation to get its residents vaccinated. And I wonder why they doing New York first, right? What a coincidence. Ain't no coincidence. New York, as you all may know, is where this truth was birthed. You know what I'm saying? Going back during the 60s. But this truth, it really sprang out of New York. We know that through the stories of the histories that our apostles tell us. And then from New York, it spread throughout the four corners of the earth. So New York has always been an epicenter for major things. You know what I'm saying? And, it's no coincidence that they want to target New York first. It says he spoke from Riverside Church at Claremont Avenue on Sunday morning and vowed not to allow injustice to continue. It says the governor said New York will mobilize an army to make sure everyone is vaccinated, but he will need federal resources to do it. It says Cuomo said that the black and brown communities, which are the Israelites, you so-called blacks, all right, the Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and you so-called browns, which is what they're referring to, is the Latin tribes, the Native and Latin tribes, which we're all brown in complexion. And then you got the Israelite foreigners, but nobody is black. You know what I'm saying? But obviously they're talking about us. Our people. It says Cuomo said the black and the brown communities have been impacted more greatly by COVID-19, and he will not allow that to continue when vaccination is ready for distribution, because enough people have died and enough injustice have been done. It stops now. It stops with this vaccine. Cuomo said we need to make special efforts with the vaccine to reach the undeserved black, brown, or poor communities. The private market alone will not do it. We need to enlist community groups to distribute the vaccine in their communities. So it's going to be, just like how you see, in the movies where you have the martial law, the medical martial law troops with the white tents, army, surveilling and on standby. You're going to have communities like those set up. Exactly how you see it in those movies. And people call us conspiracy nuts because we always bring out the conspiracy facts, so-called, and make reference to different movies. But now you're about to see the worst movie play out in history. All right, this is Daniel's 12:1. It says we need faith-based groups that the community trusts to distribute the vaccine. And you know what? That sounds like they're gonna have them churches. They're gonna set up them leaders in the churches to promote the vaccines, because people gonna run to these damn churches, man. Okay, they're gonna run to them churches seeking for answers, and them churches who are already paid off by that 501c3 charter are gonna tell them to go ahead and take it. It's okay. Matter of fact, we even heard that early this year. Okay, from a particular church, Israelite church, Nate, IUIC, Yohana, ISUPK, telling their followers to take the vaccine. So I won't be surprised if they get paid off even more, to push that campaign for the vaccines. We'll see. It says Cuomo said New York needs medical teams and outreach teams to go into public housing and low-income communities, the hood. All right? And if medical teams go in the hood, they're going to need soldiers and troops up in the hood too. In the projects, low-income houses. It's going to get real ill out here, man. So I could read on more, but I'm going to end it there and jump straight to the word of the Lord. All right? This is, let me see. I was going to get Revelation. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me go to Revelation. The book of Revelation. Let me see, Revelation chapter 12. Yeah, Revelation 12 and 17, it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahushua." So the dragon is talking about Esau, Edom, and his military. All right? There was wrath with the woman. The woman is talking about Israel. All 12 tribes of Israel, they represent the woman. "And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High, and have the testimony of Yahushua." Now, what's the testimony of Yahushua? Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua." Now, this is John that fell at the feet of an angel to worship because of the glory. But the angel said, don't do it. I'm just a fellow servant like you that have the testimony of Yahushua. It says, worship God, worship the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so the dragon made to go make war with the remnant of her seed, which kept the commandments and have the testimony. So the dragon went to go make war with the prophets. You know what I'm saying? Because the men of the Lord, the prophets, the true prophets, are the one that have the testimony. Because it's a thing where it's good against evil, it's the right against the left, the elect against the elites. You know what I mean? Jacob versus Esau, and the starting team members are the elites and the elect and the elites. Everybody else is pretty much just benching right now. You know what I'm saying? And these are the two contenders. This is the prize match, so to speak, the main event. The elect and the elites, the prophets and the damn devil himself. Okay, so you understand that. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which is about to come down right now, which kept the commandments of the Most High and have a testimony of Yahushua. All right. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. This is why I said in the beginning that it should become more and more clearer who the so-called white man is according to the Bible and who the Israelites are according to the Bible. The so-called white man wants to vaccinate the blacks and browns first, as he say out of his mouth. The blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's exactly how he put it. He want to vaccinate them first. And the majority of the world already conspiring amongst each other, saying that the vaccine is bad, is poisonous, is this, that, and that, and this. But did anybody take a second to step back and realize or see who they trying to target first and why? That's because it goes back to Genesis 27 chapter. Matter of fact, it goes before that. Through the spirit, Cain and Abel. That's where it really started and transpired. But here in Genesis 27 and 41, it says, and Esau hated Jacob. Esau is a so-called white man. Jacob are the Israelites. It says, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. The blessing was the blessing of the firstborn. The firstborn, he's heir to the throne. Okay? We know the story of Jacob and Esau. So after the fact, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, which Esau is showing you that this is the man. He makes contracts and then he breaks them. He makes contracts and then he turns back on them. He break covenants. Scriptures go into details on that. How he break covenants, man. It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father is at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so Esau had in his heart, in his mind, to slay Jacob since the beginning. Okay? Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Why? Because Esau hated Jacob. So they know we got the birthright. They know that. They know that. They know we got the birthright, and that's why they targeting the Israelites. But, there's always two sides to a coin, right? This is Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the enemy is talking about the so-called white man. Scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy 28:68 that thou shalt be sold unto thy enemy for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. The enemy, who sold us in slavery? Who brought us over here in cargo slave ships? The so-called white man. Everybody know that. Even kids know that. Toddlers know that. It's not a great mystery. It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, that's when Revelation 12 and 12 is enacted. Revelation 12 and 12. All right? Esau will come down with great wrath because that you have a short time. Also, Jeremiah 30 and 7, Jacob's trouble. Daniel's 12 and 1. Okay? When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against Esau Edom, the enemy. All right? And the standard is going to be deliverance. It's going to be spiritual powers. It's going to be the angelic forces stepping in. It's going to be Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahushua sending his angels to intervene. Raising up men with spiritual powers. Like the scriptures talk about, they shall mount up with wings like eagles. Jeremiah 16. The fishermen will become hunters. All right, when you go to the word escape, right? It's not escape, sorry. When you go to word standard, it says shall lift up a standard, is H5127. And it's nawas. Nawas means to flee, escape. To flee, escape, take flight, depart, disappear, to fly, to the attack, on horseback, to fly, on horseback. What's that? Spiritual powers. Horse represents power. To fly, man. To escape. The Spirit of the Lord is gonna put it on men, the elect men, to be able to escape and flee out of situations. By the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, by the Spirit of Yahweh. Like the scripture say, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard. That standard, again, it says to flee, to escape, to take flight, depart, disappear, to fly on horseback, to drive at, to take flight, to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause to disappear. Now it says to put to flight. That's in I believe Leviticus, is it? To put to flight. Let me see. It's in Leviticus, I think. Let me see. 10,000. Let me see. 10 flight. Yeah. Leviticus 26 and 8. That's the spirit. The Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shah. It says, I'm going to start at 6. It says, now I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid, and I will rid the evil beast out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land. The evil beast is Esau, Edom. All right? The Lord ain't going to allow this damn devil to ever, go through our land again. Us as a people and our actual land. It says, and ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. That's talking about on this side. All right? That's talking about on this side, man. Okay? Because them other nations ain't going to want no parts of being our enemies when we in the kingdom. They're all going to be under subjection. All right? We're going to have them in captivity. They're going to be 100% under our rulership, under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So they ain't going to rise up against us and lift up sword against us and try to come up against us. Hell no. We're going to have spiritual powers, man. We're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments written in our inward parts. They're going to fear us. It says, and 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemy shall fall before you by the sword. All right? Because the Lord is going to give his men spiritual powers to stand up in that day. All right? And one man is going to put 100 to flight, and 100 is going to put 10,000 to flight. And all of our enemies are going to fall by the sword. Like the scripture said, and I will give you a new sharp thrusting instrument having teeth. Just roughly paraphrasing. That's talking about spiritual powers, man. All right. So let me go to Isaiah 10 and 20, Lord, and I'll probably end it here. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. All right? Because in the definition, when the Lord is going to lift up a standard, it says to flee, to escape. To flee, to escape, to take flight, to depart, to disappear, to fly, to the attack on horseback. And what does Jeremiah chapter 30, Jeremiah 30 and 7 say? It says, let me get it real quick, in case we have new listeners. Jeremiah 30 and 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Saved out of it. He's going to be the ones Jacob, the elect, are going to be the ones that escaped from this troubles to come. Pursuing Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, all right, the remnant is the remainers, the elect, all right, the remnant, the chosen. And then you also have the rest that are going to escape, which are the 1/3 of Israel, okay, which include the women, the children, and certain helps. All right. It says, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, which is talking about Esau, Edom, because the Lord is going to deliver us out of the clutches of the so-called white man. It says, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. And that's what's good. That's the time that's approaching. All right. Esau is going to make his little moves. He's going to do what he got to do. But these prophecies are going to overshadow this so-called white man, all he ever done to the children of Israel, because we're going to rule in righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't never going to fall by the hand of our enemies ever again, because the Lord is going to make us all righteous, laws, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, and we can be in perfection. So with that, I hope this was an edifying lesson to the elect, straight to the point. Till next time, I say shalom.